Can small changes really change your life? Absolutely. In Atomic Habits, James Clear reveals a powerful truth. It's the tiny daily actions, not giant leaps, that create massive transformation over time. Success isn't about luck or endless motivation. It's about building a system that makes good habits effortless and bad habits nearly impossible. In this video, you'll discover the simple strategies that high achievers use to stay consistent and reach their goals. If you're ready to unlock your full potential, this is where it begins. Most people underestimate the power of small changes. But what if I told you that getting just 1% better every day could make you 37 times better in a year? Sounds unbelievable, right? Yet that's the magic of tiny habits. They're like invisible seeds. At first, nothing seems to happen. But with consistency, they grow into powerful results. Whether it's eating healthier, reading more, or simply staying focused, these small wins compound over time. Stick with them, and one day, you'll look back and realize everything has changed. Bad habits don't ruin your life overnight, but over time, they quietly pull you off track. It's not about one bad day. It's about what you repeat every day. That's what shapes your future. But here's the truth. Breaking bad habits isn't easy. Even when we want to change, we often fail. Why? One big reason is we're trying to change the wrong things. Imagine two people trying to quit smoking. Someone offers them a cigarette. The first one says, "No thanks. I'm trying to quit." Sounds normal, right? But here's the catch. He still sees himself as a smoker. Deep down, his identity hasn't changed. He wants to quit, but he still believes he is a smoker. And that belief, it's holding him back. Now look at the second person. When offered a cigarette, he simply says, "No thanks, I don't smoke." That's powerful. He is not just resisting the habit, he rejected the identity. He doesn't see himself as a smoker anymore. It's a subtle shift in words, but a massive shift in mindset. Because real change starts when you stop saying, "I'm trying," and start saying, "This is who I am now." A paramedic once noticed something off about her father-in-law at a family gathering. Just a feeling. She urged him to get checked, and doctors found a major artery was blocked. He was on the verge of a heart attack. Her quick instincts saved his life. You see, our brain is like a prediction machine, constantly scanning, noticing tiny clues, and piecing things together, even when we're not fully aware of it. Paramedics can often spot a heart attack just by looking, because they've trained their minds to see the signs. The same thing happens with any skill. The more you practice, the more your brain learns what really matters. But here's the catch. Some habits become so automatic we stop noticing them. That's why the first step to change is simple. Become aware. Start by writing down everything you do in a day. You can't change what you don't notice. In 2001, researchers in the UK ran an experiment to help people exercise more. They split 248 people into 3 groups. The first just tracked their workouts. The second tracked and read about the benefits of exercise. But the third group? They did all that plus one extra thing. They wrote down exactly when and where they'd work out. That one small step made a huge difference. The third group made a simple plan. Exercise for 20 minutes. On a specific day, time, and place. That tiny detail changed everything. While only 35% of the first 2 groups worked out, a massive 91% of the third group did. Why? Because they didn't just hope to exercise, they planned for it. It's called an implementation intention, a fancy term for deciding exactly when and where you'll take action, and it works. Feeling unmotivated? The problem might not be motivation, it might be a lack of clarity. Studies show that people who make a clear plan are far more likely to reach their goals. When you know exactly what you want to do, when and where, sticking to a new habit becomes so much easier. Clarity beats motivation every time. At Massachusetts General Hospital, Dr. Ann Thorndike came up with a clever way to help people eat healthier, without making a big fuss. There was a fridge by the cash register stocked only with soda. She quietly swapped out all the soda for water bottles and scattered more water around the room, while still keeping soda in the main fridge. 3 months later, soda sales dropped by 11%, and water sales jumped 25%. They tried the same approach with food options and saw similar results. Nobody really noticed the changes, but those small tweaks made a huge impact. It's proof that your environment shapes your habits. Think about it. What happens when you walk into your kitchen and see a plate of cookies staring back at you? You might grab those cookies immediately, not because you're hungry, but simply because they're right there. Our habits are shaped by our surroundings. No matter who we are, a lot of what we do happens automatically, influenced by the environment around us. Want to drink more water? Just keep bottles in different rooms. Want to read more? Place books where you spend time. Small changes in your environment can lead to big habits without relying on willpower. Here's the twist. People with great self-control aren't stronger, they're smarter. They simply avoid temptations before they strike. Make your environment fun and motivating. Like Ronan from Dublin. He loved Netflix but wanted to exercise more. So he hooked up his exercise bike to his TV and only let himself watch shows while pedaling. Smart move, right? He turned temptation into motivation. Ronan took it up a notch. He built a program that played Netflix only if he pedaled fast enough. This clever trick is called temptation bundling, pairing something you need to do with something you want to do, like cleaning while listening to music. It makes boring tasks way more fun and way more likely to get done. Love audiobooks but hate exercising? Combine them. Listen to your favorite story while working out, and suddenly, the treadmill feels less like a chore and more like me time. You get instant joy and long-term health benefits. Win-win. But here's a twist. Sometimes we follow our friends just to fit in. If they're doing things that aren't good for us, we can get pulled in the wrong direction. Your environment, including the people around you, shapes your choices more than you think. Choose wisely. That's why it's smart to surround yourself with people who lift you up. When your friends have good habits, like staying kind, working hard, or chasing goals, it rubs off on you. Being around positive, motivated people makes it easier to stay on track. A supportive circle doesn't just cheer you on, it helps you become your best self. Building a habit isn't about how fast you go, it's about how often you show up. Want to make exercise a habit? Don't start with a marathon. Start with 5 minutes a day. Small, consistent steps make big changes feel easy. The more often you do it, the more natural it becomes, until one day it's just part of who you are. Once a habit starts to feel natural, you can slowly level up, add more time, a little more effort. The key is to make starting so easy, you can't say no. No pressure, no excuses, just simple steps that feel doable. And here's the truth. Slow progress is still progress. Even tiny steps taken consistently lead to big transformations. Keep moving forward, one small win at a time. And soon, those little changes will add up to something amazing. Big changes start small, and that's where the 2-minute rule shines. Make your new habit so easy it takes less than 2 minutes to start. Want to read more? Just commit to 1 page. Want to do yoga? Just roll out the mat. These tiny actions trick your brain into getting started. And once you start, momentum takes over. Remember, one small step today can lead to a huge transformation tomorrow. Just start. Back in the summer of 1830, French author Victor Hugo was in trouble. He had promised a new book but kept getting distracted. Fed up, his publisher gave him a firm deadline: finish it in 6 months, or else. So Hugo took matters into his own hands. To force himself to focus, he came up with a wild plan that would leave no room for excuses. To stay focused, Victor Hugo did something bold. He gave all his clothes to his assistant. With nothing to wear outside, he had no choice but to stay in and write. That winter, he poured his energy into The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The lesson? Shape your environment to match your goals. Make good habits easy and distractions hard. Your surroundings can push you forward or pull you off track. Choose them wisely. Cut out temptations like Victor Hugo, who hid his clothes to focus on writing. Want to eat healthier? Toss the junk food out of your home. The fewer distractions around, the easier it is to stick to your goals. Make bad habits harder to reach, and you'll naturally do them less. Small changes in your environment can spark big, lasting improvements. Want to cut down on social media? Log out or delete the apps to build a barrier between you and the scroll. And don't keep your goals secret. Share them. Telling others creates accountability, making it harder to quit and easier to stay on track. Mastery takes hard work and patience. Embrace the boring, repetitive moments. They're where real growth happens. Not every second will thrill you, and that's okay. Keep seeking small improvements, break free from old habits, and let yourself evolve. Life changes, so should you. Keep adapting and leveling up. Small daily wins pack a big punch. Just 1% better each day adds up to huge change over time. Enjoy the journey, not just the destination. Loving the process fuels real motivation, so you chase your goals with passion, not pressure. Atomic Habits reveals the secret to a better life. Tiny habits, big impact. Start with small steps, stay steady, and watch your efforts snowball into extraordinary results. It's not about instant overhaul. It's about daily tiny wins that build lasting success over time. Friends, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to follow our channel. We'll keep bringing you amazing book summaries and tips to help you grow every day. Remember, it's about progress, not perfection. Watch how dedication turns dreams into reality. A big thank you from Regal Rich Mindset for listening to the full audio.